Okay, so sorry for the poor ass lighting. Well, that's really shitty. I apologize for that. But we're not here to see my face. We're here to talk about, actually read a couple chapters of this book. And then I'm not going to tell you what the book is, but at the end of this video, I will tell you what the book is that I'm currently reading. So this book has a playlist. So it's got Bad Girlfriend by Theory of a Dead Man, Bleed It Out by Linkin Park, Blow Me, One Last Kiss by Pink, Colors by Halsey, Dirty Little Secret by All American Rejects, Do You Know Who You Are by Atreyu, Happy Song by Bring Me the Horizon, I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany, Lose Yourself by Eminem, Love the Way You Lie by Eminem, More Human Than Human by White Zombie, Mud Shovel by Stand, Skater Boy by Avril Lavigne, So Cold by Breaking Benjamin, Square Hammer by Ghost, Stupid Girl by Garbage, True Friends by Bring Me the Horizon, and Where'd You Go by Fort Minor, and Wildest Dreams by Taylor Swift. So that's the playlist for this book, which I love when books have playlists. It's like my absolute favorite. So here we go. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I know I said that the view didn't matter, but it kind of does to me now. And you get to see my pretty little tapestry right there, so that's awesome. Alright, so chapter 1. Dear Misha, so have I ever told you my secret shame? And no, it's not watching Teen Mom like you. Go ahead and try to deny it. I know you don't have to sit there with your sister, man. She's old enough to watch TV by herself. Of course, every time. No, actually, it's far worse, and I'm a little embarrassed to tell you, but I think negative feelings should be released just once, right? You see, there's a girl at school, you know the kind. Cheerleader, popular, gets everything she wants. I hate to admit this, especially to you, but a long time ago I wanted to be her. Part of me still does. You would absolutely hate her. She's everything we can't stand. Mean, cavalier, superficial, the kind who doesn't have a thought stay in her head too long or else she needs a nap, right? I've always been fascinated with her, though. And don't roll your eyes at me, I can feel it. It's just that, given all of her detestable attributes, she's never alone, you know? I kind of envy that. Okay, I really envy that. It feels like shit to be alone, to be in a place full of people and feel like they don't want you there, to feel like you're at a party you weren't invited to. No one even knows your name, no one wants to, no one cares. Are they laughing at you? Talking about you? Are they sneering at you like their perfect world would be so much better if you weren't there, messing up their view? Are they just wishing you'd get the hint already and leave? I feel that a lot. I know it's pathetic to want to place among other people, and I know you'll say it's better to stand alone and be right than stand in a crowd and be wrong, but I still feel that need all the time. Do you ever feel it? I wonder if the cheerleader feels it. When the music stops and everyone goes home? When the day is gone and she doesn't have anyone to entertain herself with? When she removes her makeup, taking off her brave face for the day, do the demons she keeps buried start playing with her when there's no one else to play with? Must be nice. I guess not. Narcissists don't have insecurities, right? Must be nice. Phone buzzes from the center console of my truck, and I look away from Rayan's letter to see another text roll in. Damn it, I'm so late. The guys are no doubt wondering where the hell I am, and it's still a 20-minute drive to the warehouse. Why can't I be the invisible bass player no one cares about? I stare at her words again, running over the sentence in my head. When she removes her makeup, taking off her brave face for the day. That line really hit me the first time I read this letter a couple of years ago, and the 100 times since then. How can she say so little and yet so much? I go back and finish the last part, already knowing how the letter ends, but loving her attitude and the way she makes me smile. Okay, sorry. I just had a Facebook break, so I feel better now. Not sure when I turned into such an idiot, but I'm glad you put up with it. Moving on. So just to set the record straight from our last argument, Kylo Ren is not a baby. You understand? He's young, impulsive, and he's related to Anakin and Luke Skywalker. Of course he whines. How is this a surprise? And he'll redeem himself. I'll bet you on it. Name your price. Alright, I gotta go. But yes, to answer your question, that lyric you sent me last time sounds great. Go with it, and I can't wait to read the whole song. Will you stop? Good night, good work, sleep well. I'll most likely stop writing you in the morning. Ryan. 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 I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. I laugh at her Princess Bride movie reference. She's been saying that for 7 years. The first year, we were required to write each other as part of a 5th grade project, pairing students in our class with students in mine. But after the school year ended, we didn't stop. Even though we live less than 30 miles away from each other and have Facebook now, we continue to communicate this way because it keeps it special. And I do not watch Teen Mom. My 17-year-old sister watches it, and I got sucked in. Once. I'm not sure why I told Ryan. I know better than to give her ammo to tease me, damn it. I fold the letter back up, the worn creases of the black paper threatening to terrify unfold and read it even one more time. A lot has changed in our letters over the years. The things we talk about, the subjects we bicker over, her handwriting, writing that has gone from the big, unpolished penmanship of a girl who has just learned cursive to the sure, confident strokes of a woman who knows who she is. But the paper never changes, not even the silver ink she uses. Seeing her black envelopes in the pile of mail on the kitchen counter always gives me a nice shot of adrenaline. Slipping the paper into my glove box, among a few other of my favorites of Ryan's letters, I take my pen, hovering it over the notepad that sits on my lap. Spread on your bravery, line the eyes and the lips, I say under my breath as I write on the paper, glue up the cracks and paint over the grips. I stop and think as I pull my bottom lip in between my teeth, grazing the piercing there. A little here, I mumbled the lyrics turning in my head, to cover the bags under your eyes and some pink on your cheeks to spread the lies. I quickly jot down the words, my chicken scratch barely visible inside the dark car. I hear my phone beep again, and I falter. All right, I growl, willing the damn text to stop. Can't my bandmates host a party without me for 5 minutes? I put the pen to paper again, trying to finish my thought, but I stopped, searching my brain. What the hell was next? A little here to cover the bags under your eyes. I squeeze my eyes shut, repeating the line over and over again, trying to remember the rest. Let out a breath. Shit, it's gone. Damn it. I cap the pen, tossing that and the notepad onto the passenger seat of my Raptor. I think about her last sentence. Name my price, huh? Well, how about a phone call then, Ryan? Let me hear your voice for the first time. But no, Ryan likes to keep our friendship status quo. It works, after all. Why risk losing it by changing it? And she's right, I guess. What if I hear her voice and her letters become less special? I get to imagine her personality through her words. That would change if I heard her tone. But what if I hear her voice and I like it? What if her laughter in my ear or her breathing into the phone haunts me as much as her words, and I want more? I'm already obsessed enough with her letters, which is why I'm sitting in my truck in an empty parking lot rereading one of her old ones, because they inspire my music. She's my muse, and she has to know it by now. I've been using her as a bouncing board for years, sending her lyrics to read. My phone rings, and I look down to see Dane's name. I let out a hard sigh and snatched it up. What? Where are you? I'm on my way. I start the truck and put it in drive. No, you're sitting in some parking lot writing lyrics again, aren't you? Roll my eyes and end the call, tossing my phone onto the passenger seat. So driving helps me think. He doesn't need to bust my ass just because I can't help it when ideas hit me. Pulling onto the street, I lay on the gas and head to the old warehouse outside of town. Our band is hosting a scavenger hunt to raise money for our summer tour in a few months, and even though I thought we should just set up some gigs, maybe team up with a few other local bands, Dane thought something different would draw in a bigger crowd. I guess we'll see if he's right. The bitter February chill cuts through my hoodie, and I turn on the heater and flip on my brights. The wide light casts a glow deep into the darkness ahead. This is the road to Falcon's Well, where Brian lives. If I keep going, I'll pass the warehouse, the turn off for the Cove, an abandoned amusement park, and eventually I'll arrive in our town. Many times since I got my license, I've been tempted to drive there, my curiosity overwhelming, but I never did. Like I said, it's not worth the risk of losing what we have, unless she agrees to it too. This is a really long chapter. I do apologize, guys. I lean over to the passenger seat and shove the notepad and other papers away, searching for my watch. I left it in here yesterday when I washed the outside of the truck, and it's one of the only things I'm responsible with. It's a family heirloom. Kind of. I find it and hold the steering wheel, fastening the black suede cuff around my wrist with the timepiece inserted between two brackets. It had been my grandfather's before he passed it down to my dad at my parents' wedding to be given to their firstborn son. My father finally gave it up last year, only for me to realize he lost the original timepiece in it. An antique Jaeger LeCouture watch that's been in the family for 80 years, and I will find it. But until then, I'm stuck with a piece of crap sitting in its place on my grandfather's cuff. I finish securing the strap and look up, seeing something on the road ahead. As I get closer, I make out a form moving along the side of the road, the blonde ponytail, the black jacket, and the neon blue running shoes unmistakable. You gotta be kidding me. Son of a bitch. My headlights fall across my sister's back, lighting her up in the dark night. I turn down my music as she jerks her head over her shoulder, finally noticing someone is there. Her face relaxes when she sees it's me, and she smiles, continuing jogging. And she has her fucking earbuds in, too. Awesome safety precautions, Annie. I slow the truck, roll down the passenger side window, and pull up beside her. You know what you look like? I bellow, anger curling my fist around the steering wheel. Serial killer Candy. Letting out a silent laugh, she shakes her head and speeds up, forcing me to as well. And do you know where we are? She argues. On the road between Thunder Bay and Falcon's Well. No one's ever on this road. I'm fine. And you sound like Dad. I frown in disgust. A, I say, I'm on this road, so no, it's not empty. And B, don't shake your head at me just because you're the only one dumb enough to jog in the middle of nowhere at night, and I don't want you to be raped and murdered. And C, that was uncalled for. I don't sound like Dad, so don't kick me in the nuts like that again. It's not nice. Then I bark, now get in the damn truck. She shakes her head again, just like Ryan. She loves to tease me. Annie is my only sibling, and despite my less than stellar relationship with our dad, she and I get along really well. She continues jogging, breathing hard, and I notice the bags under her eyes and the sunken look of her cheeks. An urge to scold her nips at me, but I hold it back. She works too hard, and she's barely sleeping. Come on, I tell her, growing impatient. Seriously, I don't have time for this. Then what are you doing out here? I look out to the empty road to make sure I'm not swerving. It's that scavenger hunt thing tonight. I'm putting in an appearance. Why aren't you on the well-lit track at the park with the safety of the 24 other joggers around? Huh? Stop babysitting me. Stop doing stupid shit, I retort. I mean, what the hell is she thinking? It's bad enough being out here alone during the day, but at night? I mean, you're younger. You're older, graduating this May, but normally she's the responsible one. And that reminds me. Hey, did you take $60 out of my wallet this morning? I noticed it missing and I just taken out money yesterday. I didn't spend it, and this is the third time my cash has gone missing. She puts on the 10-year-old sad face she knows works on me. I was going shopping for some science project supplies, and you never spend your money. It shouldn't go to waste. I roll my eyes. She knows she can just ask our dad for more cash. Annie says Angel, so he'll give her anything she wants. But how can I be mad at her? She's going places, and she's a happy kid. Anything I can do to make her happier, I guess. She grins, probably seeing me relent, and lurches over, grabbing onto the window frame and hopping up onto the cab step under the door. Hey, can you pick me up a root beer? An ice-cold root beer on your way home from the warehouse? Because we both know you're only going to stay there for 5 minutes unless you find a hot girl who entices you to be sociable, right? I laughed to myself. Twerp. Fine, get in the truck and you can go to the gas station with me. How about that? And some caramels? Or anything chewy? She then hops off the step, taking off at a faster pace down the street away from me. Annie, now! She looks over at me and snickers. Misha, my car is right there, she points at. Look. I shoot my glare farther up the road and see that she's right. Her blue Mini Cooper sits on the right shoulder waiting for her. I'll meet you at the house, she tells me. You're done running then? Yes, I'll see you when you get home, okay? Go get my root beer and candy. I give her a joking smile. I wish I could, but I don't have any money. You have money in your center console. Don't act like you don't stuff change everywhere and anywhere instead of putting things in their proper place. I bet you have $100 all over that truck. I snort. Yeah, that's me. The bad older brother who doesn't pick up after himself and eats mozzarella sticks for breakfast. I step on the gas and head down the road, but I hear a yell behind me. And some dill potato chips. I see her in my rearview mirror, her hands framing her mouth as she shouts. I honk the horn twice, letting her know I heard her, and speed ahead, pulling over in front of her car. I see her shake her head in the mirror like I'm so overbearing because I won't leave until she's in the car. Sorry, but yeah, I'm not leaving my pretty 17-year-old sister on a dark road at 10 o'clock at night. She pulls her keys out of her jacket pocket, unlocks the door, and waves to me before she climbs in. When I see the headlights come on, I put the truck in drive again and finally go. I lay on the gas and sit back in my seat, heading down the road toward the abandoned warehouse. Her headlights fade from view in my mirror as I go over a small hill and worry creeps in. She doesn't look right. I don't think she's sick, but she looks pale and tired. Just go home and get in bed, Annie. Stop getting up at 4:30 in the morning and get a decent night of sleep. She's the perfect one out of the two of us, a 4.14 GPA, star of our school's volleyball team, coach of a little girls' softball team, not to mention the clubs and extra projects she takes on. My bedroom walls are covered in posters and black marker from writing lyrics everywhere. Her walls are covered with shelves of trophies, medals, and awards. If only everyone could tap into the energy she seems to have. I pull onto the gravel road, round a few turns, and see a clearing ahead, surrounded by dark trees. The massive building stands tall and imposing in front of me. Most of the windows are shattered, and I can already make out the lights inside and the shadows of people moving around. I think they used to produce shoes here or something, but once Thunder Bay became an affluent, wealthy community, production was moved to the city, keeping the noise and pollution far away from the fragile ears and noses of its residents. But the warehouse, although falling into ruin, still has its uses. Bonfires, parties, Devil's Night. It's a space for havoc now, and tonight's it's ours. After parking it, I climb out of the truck and lock it, more conscious of protecting Ryan's letters and my wad of notes and my wallet in the console. I walk for the entrance, but once inside, I don't stop to look around. Square Hammer by Ghost plays as I weave through the crowd and make my way for the corner where I know I'll find the rest of the guys. They always snatch up the seats over there when we party here. Misha, someone calls out. I glance up and nod at a guy standing with his buddies near a pillar, but I keep going. Hands pat my back and a few people say hi, but mostly I see everyone moving about, their laughter rivaling the music as phone screens light the air and pictures snap around me. I guess Dane was right. Everyone seems to love the event. The guys are exactly where I knew they'd be, sitting on couches in the corner. Dane works on the iPad, probably managing the event online. He's dressed in cargo shorts and a t-shirt, his usual attire no matter what temperature it is outside. Lotus fastens his black hair into a ponytail as he talks to a couple of chicks while Malcolm raises his ball into his mouth and lights the stem, his curly brown hair covering his, no doubt, bloodshot eyes. Awesome. All right, I'm here. I lean down to the table, picking up the guitar cables, one of them left laying in a spilled drink, and fling them to the couch. Where do you want me? Where do you think? Our drummer Malcolm snaps. Smoke pours out of his mouth as he jerks his head to the crowd behind me. They want you, pretty boy. Go make the rounds. I shoot a look over my shoulder, grimacing. Yeah, no. Getting up and singing or playing a guitar is one thing. I have a job then, and I know what to do. But this, humoring people, I don't know to raise money. We need the cash, and I have my gifts, but conversation is not one of them. I don't mingle. I'll do security. We don't need security. And Dane stands up, the ever-present hit of a smile on his face. Look at this place. Everything's awesome. He walks up to me and we both turn to look out at the crowd. Relax and go talk to someone. There's tons of good-looking girls here. Cross my arms over my chest. Maybe. But I'm not staying long tonight. That song is still in my head and I want to finish it. Dane and I watch the crowd and I see people carrying cards around which they picked up at the door. Each one has various tasks to complete for the scavenger hunt. Get a picture of a 6-person pyramid. Get a picture of a man with lipstick on. Get a picture of you kissing a stranger. And then some of the tasks get a little dirtier. They have to upload the photos to Facebook, tag our band's page, and we'll pick a random winner to win something. I forget. I wasn't paying attention. Everyone has to purchase a ticket to get in, but since there's a full bar, clearly, from the looks of it, wasn't hard to draw a crowd and get people to pay the price. The bartenders are supposed to card everyone, but I know it's bullshit. Everyone drinks and gets away with it in this town. So how are you doing? Your dad on your case again? I'm fine. He pauses and I know he wants to push harder, but he lets it go. Well, you should have brought Annie. She would have liked this. Not a chance. I laughed, the scent of weed drifting into my nostrils. My sister's off limits. You got that? Hey, I didn't say anything. He feigns innocence, a cocky smile on his face. I just think she works hard and could use some fun. Fun, yes. Trouble, no. Annie's on a good track and doesn't need distractions. She has a future ahead of her. And you don't? I feel his eyes on me, the challenge lingering in the air. I didn't say that, did I? Dane stays quiet for a moment, probably wondering if I'll answer, but again, he just changes the subject. All right, so check this out, he says, leaning in closer and holding the iPad in front of me as he scrolls. 458 people have checked in already. Videos and photos are being posted, hundreds of tags, and people are even going live on their own profiles. This worked better than I could have imagined. The exposure is already paying off. Our YouTube videos have quadrupled in hits tonight. I glance at the screen, noticing our band's name with a lot of pictures in the feed. Drinks are raised in their air, girls smile, and some videos play as he scrolls, showing the warehouse. You did good. Looks like the tour is bankrolled. I have to hand it to him. Everyone's having fun and we're making money. Come by tomorrow. I have some lyrics I want to try out. Fine. No, do me a favor and go relax, please. You look like you're at a chess tournament. I shoot him a scowl and grab the iPad out of his hands, letting him walk back to the guys laughing. Guys, my foot is drifting around the action. I scroll the feed as I walk, recognizing lots of names of friends and classmates who showed up to support us. The small fires from the pits waft through my nostrils, and I study a picture of a guy with the word horse written in Sharpie over his fly. A girl points to it, posing for the camera with her hand over her mouth in surprise. The caption reads, I found a horse. I laugh. Of course, some of the tasks, like snap a picture of yourself with a horse, can't be done unless you get really creative. Good for her. There are a zillion pics and videos, and I don't know how Dane's going to sort through all this shit tomorrow. Though knowing him, the winner won't be random and fair at all. He'll just choose the best-looking girl from the photos. Scrolling down, I spot a video that starts playing, and I watch as a girl takes a bar gun, faces it upward and away from herself, spraying water. It shoots up and then falls back down like a fountain. She performs a sexy little dance move and laughs at the camera. I'm standing in a fountain, she announces, her breast barely containing her tank top. A tank top she's wearing in the chilly New England February weather. But then one of the bartenders snatches a gun out of the girl's hand and sets it back in place at the bar, shooting her an annoyed look. I hear a quiet laugh from the other side of the camera. The girl in the tank top reaches for the phone. Okay, that was embarrassing. Give it here. I need to edit it before I post it. The female voice behind the camera taunts as she backs away. But tank top girl charges at her, squealing, Ryan! And then I hear laughter and the video ends. I stand there staring at the iPad, my heart slowly starting to pound in my chest. Ryan? The girl behind the camera is named Ryan. No, it's not her. It can't be. There are tons of girls who probably have that name. She wouldn't be here. But I look at the video and my gaze is drawn to the names at the top of the post. She tagged the band and a few other people, but then I look at the name of the person who posted it. Ryan Trevorrow. I straighten my back, my chest rising and falling with shallow breaths. Oh my god. Shit. I instantly look up, unable to stop myself from scanning the crowd, drifting from face to face. Any one of these girls could be her. She's here. What the fuck? I look down at the iPad again and hover my finger over her name, hesitating. 7 years I've known her, but I've never seen her face. If I search her out now, there's no going back. But she's here. I can't not look for her. Not when I know she could be within arm's reach. That's too much to ask of anyone. And we never promised we wouldn't look each other up on Facebook. We simply said we wouldn't communicate on social media. For all I know, she searched for me. She could be looking for me right now, knowing what band I belong to and that this is our event. Maybe that's why she's here. Fuck it. I tap her name and stand frozen at her as her profile comes up, and then I see her. Her picture appears. My stomach drops, and I stop breathing. Christ. Slender shoulders under long, light brown hair, heart-shaped face with full pink lips and a daring look in her bright blue eyes, glowing skin and a beautiful body. From what I can see, anyway. I let my head fall back and draw in a breath. Fuck you, Ryan Trevorrow. She lied to me. Well, she didn't lie exactly, but I damn well got the impression from her letters she didn't look like that. I pictured a geek in glasses with purple streaks in her hair, dressed in a Star Wars t-shirt. I looked back down at her picture, my eyes falling down her back, where parts of her skin peeks through the design of her sexy shirt as she looks over her shoulder at the camera. My body warms, and I quickly scan her profile, looking for some clue, any clue, that it's not her. Please don't let it be. Please just be sweet, socially awkward, shy, and everything I've loved for 7 years. Don't complicate it by being hot. But it's all there. Every clue confirming that it's Ryan. My Ryan. The check-in at Gallows, her favorite pizza place, the song she's listening to, the movie she's watching, and everything posted from her latest version iPhone. Her most favorite possession in the world. Shit. I turn off Dane's iPad and start weaving around people as I slip through the crowd. The heaters warm the frigid air, and I pass more fire pits, smelling the roasted marshmallows. Music blares from the speakers and all around, and I flex my jaw, trying to calm my heart. I walk up to the bar and set the iPad down, turning and crossing my arms over my chest. Just stay put. If she's here to see me, she'll find me. If not, then what? I'll just let it go? Hi. I dart my eyes up, my heart plummeting into my stomach. The fountain girl from the video stands in front of me, a few feet away. And next to her, my eyes lock on Ryan, and I know her friend just spoke, but I don't care. Ryan stands quietly at her side, eyes slightly thinned, looking at me hesitantly. Her hair is long and straight, not curled like the Facebook photo, and she's wearing a black off-the-shoulder sweater and skinny jeans that are torn to near shreds. I can see bits of her thighs. Ryan, my Ryan. I tighten my fists under my arms, my muscles tensing. She isn't saying anything. Does she know who I am? I hear her friend clear her throat, and I blink, dragging my eyes over to her and finally answering, hi. Fountain Girl cocks her head at me. So, I need a kiss, she says matter-of-factly. I breathe shallow, so aware of Ryan, it hurts. Do you now? I say, noticing her long dark hair spilling around a scarf she wears with a gray tank top. It's fucking freezing in here. Yeah, it's on my scavenger hunt. And then her eyes fall down my body, a smile playing on her lips. I guess that means she wants a kiss from me. She steps forward, but before she gets too close, I take her card out of her hand and skim it. Funny, I don't see it on here, I say, handing it back. I'm doing it for her, she explains, shooting a look to her friend. She's shy. I'm picky, Ryan retorts, and I quickly turn my eyes on her again, her flippant response goading me. She cocks her head defiantly, staring me full on in the eyes. So does that mean I'm not worthy? Well, I had my smell. Lila! Oh my god, come here. Ryan's friend turns her head to a group of people to her left and laughs at whatever they're doing. She must be Lila then. She turns back to me. I'll be right back. Like I care. Just please kiss her. She needs it. And then she notices Ryan shoot her a glare and turns back to me, clarifying, for her scavenger hunt, I mean. She walks away laughing. I almost expect Ryan to follow her, but she doesn't. It's just us now. A cool sweat breaks out on the back of my neck, and I look at Ryan, both of us locked in an awkward silence. Why isn't she saying anything? She has to know who I am. Of course, she doesn't know who I formed a band recently. She doesn't know I formed a band recently because I wanted to surprise her with an actual old school demo tape for our graduation in a few months, but it's damn near impossible to be invisible these days. Our names and pictures are on our Facebook page and the rat cards by the entrance. Is she fucking around with me? She shifts her stance, and I see her chest rise with a heavy breath, like she's waiting for me to say something. When I don't, she lets out a sigh and looks down at her card. I also need a picture of eating something, Lady in the Tramp style with someone. I keep my arms crossed and narrow my eyes on her. She's going to keep up with this charade. Or I need a picture of a picture of a picture, whatever that means. I remain silent, getting a little pissed. She's acting clueless. 7 years and this is how you want to meet, Angel? She shakes her head, acting like I'm the one being rude. Okay, never mind. And she turns to walk away. Wait, someone calls. Dane jogs up behind Ryan, stopping her, and then walks up to me, scolding under his breath. Dude, why are you looking at her like she slapped your grandma? Damn. Hey, how are you doing? I drop my eyes, but only for a moment. Does she really not know who I am? I guess there would be plenty of people here who haven't heard of us. We're not a big deal, and this is probably the only thing going on in a 50-mile radius, so why wouldn't she be here, if only because there's nothing else to do? Maybe she has, no fucking clue she's standing in front of Misha Lair right now, the boy she's been writing letters to since she was 11. What's your name? She turns back, her eyes flashing to me, clearly indicating her guard is up now, thanks to me. Ryan, you? Dane, and then he turns to me. And this is, but I shoot out my hand, knocking him lightly in the stomach. No, not like this. Ryan sees the exchange and pinches her eyebrows together, probably wondering what my problem is. So you live in Falconswell? Dane continues taking my cue and changing the subject. Yeah. Okay, so I heard you say you needed to eat something Lady in the Tramp style. Not waiting for her answer, he reaches over the bar and digs in the garnished containers. He holds up a lemon wedge, and Ryan winces. A lemon? I triple dog dare you. But she shakes her head. Okay, wait. He urges, and I keep watching her, unable to tear my eyes away as I try to process that this is fucking Ryan. Her thin fingers that have written me 582 letters. The chin where I know she uses makeup to cover up a small scar she got from a fall during ice skating when she was 8. The hair she told me she ties back every night because she says there's no hell worse than waking up with hair in your mouth. I've had half a dozen girlfriends, and all of them I knew 10 times less than I know this girl, and she really has no idea. Whew. Dane comes back with a wooden skewer, the tip holding a roasted marshmallow from one of the fire pits. He walks up and shoves it at me. Cooperate, please. And then he turns to her and grabs her phone. Go for it. I'll take the picture. Ryan's amused eyes flash to mine, immediately turning dark because she clearly doesn't want to eat anything Lady in the Tramp style with me. But she doesn't back down or feign shyness. Walking up, she grabs a bar stool and steps up on the prongs to raise herself higher. She's not short, but she's definitely shorter than my 6 feet. Leaning in with her lips parted, she stares into my eyes, and my fucking heart is going wild. It takes everything I have not to unwind my arms and touch her. But she stops. I'm coming at you with my mouth open. You gotta show me you want it. And I can't help it. The corner of my mouth lifts in a small smile. Fuck, she's sexy. I didn't expect that, and I fold. I hold up the marshmallow and open my mouth, holding her eyes as we both lean in and take a bite, pausing a moment for Dayton to take the picture. Her eyes lock on mine, and I can feel her breath on my lips as her chest rises and falls. My body is on fire, and when she leans in farther to bite off a bit extra, her lip grazes mine, and I groan. I pull away, swallowing the goddamn chunk whole. Damn. She chews a bit of marshmallow, licking her lips and stepping down off the stool. Thank you. I nod. I can feel Dane's eyes on me, and I'm sure she knows something is wrong. I toss the skewer down on the bar and meet his eyes. He's wearing a coy smile. Fucktard. Yeah, okay, I like the marshmallow, Dane. I like to eat a dozen of them with her. Maybe I won't rush home quite yet, okay? My phone buzzes in my pocket, and I take it out, seeing Annie's name. I hit ignore. She's probably wondering where I am with her snacks. I'll call her back in a minute. So, all these pictures you're posting on the page, you don't have a boyfriend who's going to come hunting us down, right? I tense. Ryan doesn't have a boyfriend. She would have told me. Nah, he knows I can't be tied down. Jane laughs and I stand there listening. No, I don't have a boyfriend, she finally answered seriously. I find that hard to believe. And I'm not looking for one either. I had one once, and you have to bathe them and feed them and walk them. So what happened? She shrugs. I'd lowered my standards too low, apparently. After that, I got picky. Does any man measure up? One, but I've never met him. One. Only one guy who measures up. Does she mean me? My phone vibrates again, and I reach in my pocket, silencing it. I glance up and see cameras flashing all over and spot people taking a pic in front of the graffiti wall to the right. I step up and take her phone, surprising her. Walking around behind her, I turn on the camera, changing it to selfie mode, and lean down, capturing her faces on the screen. But I adjust it to also include the guy behind us taking a picture of two girls in front of the graffiti pictures. A picture. I speak low in her ear, indicating her selfie. Of a picture. I point to the guy behind us on the screen taking a pic of a picture, and I gesture to the graffiti wall they're standing in front of. A smile finally breaks out on her face. That's clever, thanks. And I click the pic, saving the moment forever. Before pulling away and saying goodbye, I inhale her scent, frozen for a moment as I smile to myself. You're really going to hate me, Angel, when we finally do meet someday, and you put all this together. Ryan takes the phone and slowly walks away, looking back over her shoulder at me before disappearing in a throng of people. And already I want her back. I dig in my pocket and pull out my phone, dialing my sister. How much will she hate me if I ask her to go get her own snacks? I'm not sure I'm ready to leave yet, actually. But when I call back, there's no answer. Oh! Wow! Ah! I'm sorry, I had to gather myself. That was an intense first chapter. I mean, whoa. I didn't expect it to actually be her. I thought maybe it was going to be, like, not actually her name, and that was just the name she was going by. But the fact that that was actually her is so unbelievably amazing. Now, the second chapter of this is called Ryan 3 Months Later, and it starts out with one of the letters, and I think that's what this book is about. If you guys haven't figured it out yet, I don't know if you guys know Penelope Douglas or not, but I have heard so many great things about this book, and I want to pick it up so bad right now. I feel like I'm going to just fall in love and fall in hate all at the same time. I feel like Misha, which that's a very interesting name. I was wondering if we were going to get a gender of Misha or not, to know if it was to know the story a little bit better, you know? Not that that really matters. And then Ryan, those are some very interesting, like, switched around names, and I love that so much, especially in this day and age with what's been going on with gender, gendering and everything like that. That's so amazing. Wow. I wonder if they're actually ever going to realize that they already met, or if he's going to slip up in the next letters. But this one says 3 months later, so something is obviously going to happen or not happen. So the book that I am currently reading, you guys, is called... Here, we'll get the pretty little picture of the cover up for you. We are currently reading Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. Oh my goodness gracious. I am so ready for this. It literally says on the front of the cover, we were perfect together until we met. Okay, so this is kind of, I don't know, this is kind of probably like a Mariana Zapata book, maybe, mixed with a little bit of Colleen Hoover, mixed with, not Sinclair? I don't know, but it's definitely like Colleen Hoover meets Mariana Zapata for sure. So if you guys are really interested in that, I would definitely pick up Punk 57. It's, oh my gosh. I just read that whole ass chapter and I just want to continue. So yeah, I thought we could do a little like fun thing where I read a chapter and then you try and figure out the book. Hopefully you guys made it to this point because I know it was a long time coming. However, we just got the first chapter done, so you guys can jump to the second chapter after you watch this video. And if you like the video, please show some love on the channel and like it for me so I know that you like this kind of content so we can do more content like this in the future. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope I need to go make some tea because it is colder than shit outside today. So I'm gonna make some. I've been having cramping issues, so probably some peppermint tea. And we're gonna jump into this and have that playlist that we had at the beginning. We're gonna put that on. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.